Okay, we're back for round 2 now. We're going to just jump in and have a look at some of the players we didn't see last time. This is Felix Stanitzer, who we did see, but we're actually having a look at the top player, who's Joe Yudikovic, the third. Both these players won their matches 2-0. As Felix suspends a search for tomorrow. Joe on a red-black build here. Knight's Whisper. This could be the draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. This may be what we saw out of well, Felix seems to know what it is as he plays his Sakura Tribe Elder. Search for tomorrow comes off, suspend the next turn, so he's down to, he'll have 3, 4, potentially up to 5 mana. I'm going to have a guess here and say Joe's on the same build that Bob Debonese used in the Grand Champion Finals. A red-black demigod build. But we'll wait and see. I'm guessing he's missed his 3rd land drop, so that could be big in this matchup. As Search for Tomorrow comes off suspend. You can see Felix just fetching up basics here. He does have Sakura Tribe Elder as well, so oh, that's going to be a big one. Prismatic Omen. Lands you control every basic land type, so that effectively plays around Blood Moon. And in the red-black colours, Joe has no answer to a resolved enchantment. As he plays a Faithless Looting, he probably would have liked that on the first turn. We'll see what he's going to he draws 2 cards and I believe discards 2. Yeah, draw 2, discard 2. So it's just a filter to hopefully find, I believe, a demigod. Grizzlebrand. Oh, okay, he's on Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, and here's a Goryo's Vengeance now. So what's he going to bring back? Borborygmos or Grizzlebrand? So Joe with a turn 3 Goryo's Vengeance, just deciding what he's going to flash back this time. And he's decided on Grizzlebrand. The other card in his graveyard, Borborygmos, whenever deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top 3 cards of your library. Or Felix has got the Terminate in response. Put all land cards revealed this way and into your graveyard. Into your hand, sorry, and the rest in your graveyard. Discard a land and he does 3 damage. So that was a big play, having the Terminate to answer the Grizzlebrand, but Joe draws 7 cards and goes down to 10 life. He's currently got 12 in hand, so he has to discard. So the idea here, I believe, is to use Grizzlebrand to draw and hold as many land cards as you can, then play another Goryo's Vengeance next turn and get back that Borborygmos and discard all the land cards for 3 damage each time. But Felix now is on 2, 4, 5, potentially on Scape Shift this turn, if he has it. So we'll see here what Joe's going to discard. He has to discard 5 cards. Just deciding at this stage. He discards a Cathartic Reunion, a Knight's Whisper, a Metamorphose, a Desperate Ritual, and another Cathartic Reunion. So no no lands discarded there. Felix keeps up the mana for any potential terminate. So we'll see if he can answer it. See if he can answer a Goryo's Vengeance next turn. Well, that definitively answers that. He cannot answer a Goryo's Vengeance. So I believe if Joe has the card in hand, if he has Goryo's Vengeance, in hand, he can win here with Borborygmos. Borborygmos is a trampler. He would knock. He does have the Goryo's Vengeance, so he's going to knock Felix down to 12 from damage. Then he's going to discard as many lands as he has in his hand. If he has 4 lands in hand, then he's going to get game 1. Oh, sorry, no, I'm certainly not an expert at this deck. So possibly as a second Goryo's Vengeance, he's going to play another land to get the Borborygmos. Yes. So now let's see if he's got the second Goryo's. The third, sorry. Because 2 is an incredibly dangerous life total to go to against a Scapeshift deck. Oh, he cast Nourishing Shoal. So he's going to gain a ton of life. Yeah, discarding the World Spine Worm, so that's a 15-15, so it's going to get him a... It's 8, 19, 11, so it puts him up to 13. I still not good enough to get out of Scapeshift. He's back down to 6, so I believe he's looking for the second piece. He needs a Simian Spirit Guide for the mana, and he needs the third Goryo's Vengeance. He's now got 17 cards in hand. So he's down to 6 life, so he can go back up to 13 with a Grizzlebrand attack, but 13's not good enough against a Scapeshift player on at least 6. So he needs this Goryo's Vengeance now with the Spirit Guide. Oh, he's got 3 red floating, so he obviously doesn't have it, I'm guessing. If he's Faithless Looting, he's looking for it. Discards a second Grizzlebrand and a Blackcleave Cliffs. He can't play another Grizzlebrand because it's legendary. 16 cards in hand. Lots to think about. Okay, so he's got the Goryo's Vengeance. I think he's got the win here. 15 cards in hand, so he'll get back the Borborygmos. He's got 13 damage right there, plus however many lands he chooses to discard. So you got there in the end. So Joe Yudikovac third will take game 1 against Felix Stenitzer. We'll just confirm that with the Borborygmos discards. Felix just thinking, is there any way out of this? But I don't believe there is. He only needs to have 2 lands in that 15 land hand to finish him off. So he just discards a Bloodstained Mire to do 3 damage and a Swamp to do the other 3 damage. So Yep, Joe takes game 1. We'll switch over now to Eric. Wim de Kock, aka Eric Helden. Eric took game 1 here, so we'll jump in here. We didn't see him in the first round. He's on Collected Company, obviously. Abzan Company, I'm guessing from the black. See what's in his grave here. An Eternal Witness and 3 lands. So he's company now. He's up a game here against Razvan, who's on Jund. So this is an all-European encounter. Wim at the top of the screen is on from Belgium, and Razvan is from Romania. And you can see he has the combo here. And I believe that, yeah, that's the infinite life combo thanks to the Vizier of Remedies. So in response, Razvan has to lightning bolt. Eric already up a game, so he would advance to the final with a win here. So Thoughtseize is going to give us a look at what we're dealing with. I think he has to take the Quarter Coil in here. Oh, he just takes the Walking Ballista. I believe that Wim can now chord into whatever piece he requires. We don't know what the 4 other cards are in Razvan's hand. So he might have the combo covered. Let's wait and see. Wim down to two cards in hand. He's going to finish off Liliana first. Just a double attack there, just in case there's any removal spell from Razvan, which there isn't, so Liliana is down. See if he's got a follow-up play. He does not, so pass the turn. We know he has the Chord of Calling, so he can, as an instant, he can chord at the end of Razvan's turn here. Four cards in hand, what can he get? He has to be very careful. Either remove the Viscerus here. Okay, that's an answer. That will do the job. That's a very effective job. And in response, we're going to see the chord. But so this is a big play here, because the problem is he can chord for the piece that he needs and then do the infinite combo before Kalidas resolves. Yeah, so the Vizier of Remedies resolves. So now Wim can do this all with Kalidas on the stack, get infinite life. And I believe he's got this match 2-0. Just a sequencing issue there. I don't know if Razvan was aware of that. Just pointed out. See if Razvan wants to play on. I'm not sure if Jund has any answer to any way of winning this match. So this one's over, so we might switch back to our earlier match. Actually, we'll check in with, this is Josh Grace, up against Lorenzo Sama. Still in game 1. You can see the creatures here for Josh with counters on them. They've all been pumped from the Gavany township. And he untaps here, so Lorenzo's down to 3 life, I believe. See if this is a flyer. He's got 2 flyers, so yeah, he's got to chump block here. This is lethal. So he's got 1 more turn chump blocking. Josh with only 1 card in hand. Ghost Quarters away the scrying sheets. No, I suspect there Lorenzo probably had F9 pressed. You can see from the course. Oh, okay, he stole the Corsa with the Sakashima the imposter. So we're actually seeing what he's got. He drew a spell pierce for the turn. He's got a remand. But he's going to lose the Sakashima the imposter here. As a chump blocker. Yeah, and Josh takes game 1. So we'll just switch back now to Felix versus Joe Yudikovic after Joe took game 1. What is this? So many Simian Spirit Guides exiled. Felix is at the top of the screen here, but looks like he's in trouble again from the Borborygmos. I think Joe's got this match again. So, yeah, so Joe takes down the match 2-0 over there. So 2 matches to go now. This one, he still hasn't conceded from the Infinite Life combo. So we've got 1 real match left going. This one between Zactius and on his blue-red. Oh, it's actually just Guy, so yeah, we didn't see the white splash in the first game. He is up against the kind of Goblins Dragons deck from Will Iskro. Not sure what's going on here. I think he must have devoured 2, and he wanted to do 2 damage, which should have been passed to Nahiri, but it wasn't. So Nahiri would untap. Let me just intervene for a second. So yeah, so it looks like there's some sort of a bug here in Xmage where he wanted to do the damage to Nahiri from the devouring by the dragon, but the damage just didn't come off, so the players are going to play as if the damage did come off, meaning Nahiri's at an effective 4. And she cannot ultimate until 12. So she's 2 turns away, but Josh only has... Will only has 2 attackers, and Zach has got a Celestial Colonnade hanging back, plus a card in hand. I have no idea what that Kalidas up the top there is for. I suspect it's an Xmage bug from another game. And here's another dragon. Well, there's going to be a response this time. As a Snapcaster Mage is the last card in hand here. Getting back a cryptic command. So I assume one is to counter the dragon. Yep. No, he let the cryptic resolve. So he devoured one, so he can do 2 damage to something. And again, the dragon is not... It appears to be bugged. Yeah, so he missed his trigger for the cryptic. Yeah, just resolving this issue here. I don't know if you can see the typing. The Voracious Dragon has a bug where its devour triggers don't seem to work. Zach wanted to counter it anyway with Cryptic Command, but he missed the Snapcaster's trigger. Now we let him play that back because it's clear to everybody what he was trying to do, and it's more of a technicality with how to use Xmage rather than an actual misplay. And because of the bug from the previous dragon, Nahiri now can ultimate. Yes, so this particular match is a bit of a mess. It's full of bugs. It's full of bugs, so we've got quite a few workarounds going. So if Zach chooses to ultimate Nahiri here, he might not even do that, although if he doesn't, he'll miss the opportunity from the goblins next turn. I keep getting... This must be from another match. So he chose to discard Emrakul to Nahiri. The problem he has there with ultimating Nahiri for Emrakul is that the Emrakul has the 6 Annihilator on it, but with so many cheap goblins and a whole ton of mana that he has no use for, Will could quite easily pay the 6. He would be taking a hefty hit at 15, and with the colonnade it might even be enough. But with Nahiri, and here comes the colonnade now to play defense. So if Snapcaster chooses to block, he could still ultimate Nahiri the next turn. But no blocks. An Anger of the Gods here would be quite punishing. Anger of the Gods or Supreme Will. Supreme Verdict, sorry. So again he ticks up Nahiri at an effective 9, so he can ultimate next turn. He discards a Remand, which on this board is pretty much useless. But he's not going to get the chance here to ultimate Nahiri anymore, because these goblins are going to get in with the cheap shots. Predator Dragon with a Devour too, so we'll get a good look here to see if this Devour trigger is the problem, or if it's a Voracious Dragon that's the problem. And this is a haste creature as well, so here's Snapcaster in response. What's he got in the graveyard? Oh, Remand. Okay, that's going to work. See if he can get the trigger right this time. Okay, so he selects the Remand, now he selects it again to cast. Yes, he's got it this time. And he's up to 3 cards now with the draw. Yeah, so a change of direction here from Will. He's realised that Nahiri is not going to... He's not going to win the match by chipping it down. 2, 4, 5. He can force a 3-turn clock here. But if Zach chooses to ultimate Nahiri next turn, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, he can still cast the dragon. Okay. Yeah, so there's the Nahiri, putting him at an effective 1. We minus 4 points from Nahiri. So Emrakul's going to get in with the Annihilator 6. That pesky Kalidas, yeah, it's coming up from the previous match. So if I flick in between, it stays there. So that's 19. So if he's got a burn, any sort of burn spell here, it's game over. He could have even fired up the colonnade to get the final part of damage through. So I think we're going to see a concession pretty soon from Will. His thinking here... yeah, he's just picked up on the missed colonnade attack. And he concedes anyway. Wu has conceded the match. So we'll see what else is going on here. Round 2, Fierce Tears. We'll switch back now to, this is Josh Grace playing his green-white value deck up against the Barnt Company of Lorenzo. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not the Bunt Company. It's just that he's stolen so many cards from Bunt Company. He's playing some sort of mono blue, and he gets the match. So we'll see if there's any games left here. I believe they're sideboarding at the moment. Okay, so we'll jump back in now to, this is the third game between Lorenzo Soma and Josh Grace. And just to get confirmation there that, yeah, Mr. Xenagos, who was Razvan Kazaku, who's dropped, he was 0-2, so there's a dead rubber in the final match. And this is a game 3, I believe. Let me just, sorry to switch screens, but I'll just get confirmation of that. Fierce Tierce and Imbuement. Oh no, actually this is only game 2. Oh, sorry, game 3. This is game 3, so we're tied at 1 apiece here. It was a good start from Josh Grace, the tireless tracker. Of course, he always has to be careful of Lorenzo has so many creatures that can steal his creatures. But this is going to be the challenge here, the clues from the tireless tracker. Josh is kind of at an awkward position here because if he builds a tracker to... Oh, he's going to company main deck, so he's respecting counter spells there. Main phase, sorry. Post-combat. Yeah, just respecting a counter spell. He doesn't want to build the tireless tracker too big because it can get stolen by something like a Sour of Temptation. Oh, but Lorenzo stumbled. Has he? No third land drop. So here comes a big play. He could... What's he going to do here? Oh, he's getting aggressive with the Voice of Resurgence. Well, if the voice dies, it'll give him a 3-3. So he's offering him a trade. Ouch. Maybe he forgot the Voice of Resurgence trigger there with the Snapcaster coming down. So he's going to get two of them out of this, if he chooses to block now. He can't really block the tracker because he can just crack clues to make it bigger. Even the Knight of the Reliquary, he can... Josh can Ghost Quarter in response to make that knight into a 4-4. What's the play here? Oh, okay, so he's gonna tap the knight to sack a land to get another land to make the knight bigger. Gets a Gavany. That's a nice play. Does he have the mana to pump it? No, he's one short from being able to pump the township. So that's a 5/5 elemental, so I think he's got this match covered. That crucial missed land drop and a Snapcaster making the Voice of Resurgence trigger. So if he wants to block the knight, he has to give up both of his creatures. And he does, he's going to give them both up. He's going to think again. Oh, this is a blowout now. Path to exile. So he's not even going to get the trade. It will help. It will help Lorenzo get his third land drop, but he's got an enormous board that he has to try and get over now. Just cracks a clue to push through more damage from the tracker. So an empty board with 9, 11, 13. He's got lethal on board now, so it's kind of a sour of temptation or nothing. It'd be interesting to know here if Josh has a second Path to Exile in hand. What's he got here? Any plays? Okay, so he's got a Threads of Disloyalty. So he's clearly on a plane here of taking creatures. But unfortunately for him, the Elemental is just not a big creature when it's only gets XX based on what your creatures are. So it becomes a chump blocker. The only other one, he could have taken the Voice of Resurgence, that was all. The township now is going to be able to possibly pump creatures. If he wants to go down that path. 4, 6. But any sort of removal spell is lethal here. Just a chump block on the tracker, so it's just delaying the inevitable here. As Lorenzo drops to 5 in game 3. I can't see what can get him out of this. Okay, he's going to, before damage here, he's going to crack the Ghost Quarter just to push through an extra point. Actually, does he have lethal? No, he doesn't quite have lethal. I was going to... So what can Lorenzo get, or is this game? Oh, I don't think he can find anything with Serum Visions that's going to save him. And he reminds himself, so yeah, that's game. And Josh Grace will remain undefeated. And a Pact of Negation, so plenty of counter spells. And he just shows Eclectic Company to follow up. We do have one more game going. So Joe Yudikovac will play Josh Grace, I believe, in the final. Yeah, Josh Grace versus Joe Yudikovac in the final. Just see what's going on here. Has there been a resolved Elspeth? Oh, timely reinforcements, okay. It looks like Zactius on top here against Will Escrow. I think if Mr. Zenna goes to 0-2 and dropping, Will, if he loses this match, will also get a bye in the final round. Will's down to... Each time we seem to see Will play, he's only got one card in hand. So he's probably been a bit unlucky with the draws. He always has plenty of lands as well. Okay, so we're into the final match. Let me just push start.